Okay, fine. I'm still watching a. I love how Twitch you get ads, but you don't actually get paid for them. Awesome. Hey, fuck you, Ryan. All right, we're back. We're live. So we had none of that. Just start over because the intro was fucking weak anyway.
It's fine.
Um,
All no,
you
all
know
the
me.
audio, and the video stuff will work. And then when we put this up live, because we have the backup recordings, it'll work.
Okay, we can we introduce her now to the people who are physically live here.
Sure, start again.
Okay, I'm not starting from the tonight. We have Envy Me. So we're gonna go with Envy.
Yep.
We've agreed on this. All right. Um, Explain to the people what it is you do in the Destiny verse. I just coined a new phrase. Totally unintentional. I'm keeping it. And yeah, go. Tell us the story of you.
The story of me. So I go by Envy, and I started off on the PS4, and we started a clan over there. And then Ryan so generously built us a PC, so I came over to PC, and now we have a clan over here. So I manage two clans, both on both the platforms, and yeah, that's what I do. I'm not like a content creator or a streamer, so that's people don't know me. But if you're in our clan, you know who I am.
Now you've got a good amount of members, correct?
Yes, so I believe we have we tried to stick to under the 100 cap limit. I believe we have in the 80s somewhere for our PS4 side, and I think about I gotta check somewhere about 50 for our PC side. But there's
Which that's like 2% of the entire PC population.
I know I'm surprised when I'm like in patrol, someone from our clan will just be in the general instance. So
So, to be fair, they have people in their clan all the way from the other side of the planet, though. It's like Bahrain and shit. And I know this firsthand because one of these people bought a PC from me and figuring out how to ship one to. Was it Bahrain? What was the
it
country?
was Bahrain.
Okay. Yeah, trying to figure out how to ship one over there
Sorry.
was.
Yeah, this is fun. My
So,
dogs will be chiming in here shortly.
welcome to the dog Discord.
I know. Sorry. If I put him in this crate, he would have barked all the time. So
Okay. So,
Yeah. Well, how's everyone's week?
so, man, rain.
Did you? Okay, so we didn't actually talk about this last week. Ryan is actually putting together a PC raid along.
Yeah.
So have you done anything to prepare for this?
I've been playing every day. So I've got many hours into Gambit getting stomped, just chasing milestones, trying to get ready. But yeah, we're going to try to do right at launch, try to get a bunch of people together and not necessarily go for world's first, but just go until we get frustrated. So I think Elmer Fudd actually texted me earlier today, said he's probably going to join up.
He's in again. Excellent.
Yes.
Well, Envy. So what is your jam? Do you do raids? Do you PvP? What is your favorite activities or your preferred activities, I should say?
so our clan, we are basically more PvE focused. One of the names was Raiders of the Lost Light because we wanted to incorporate that we are raiders. Um, for uh, right now, we have I think there's 4 admins now, but we have over like 1,000 raid completions between all of us.
Holy shit!
So that's what we do. We try to find
They
people that want to raid. We get in there, and at one point we even had 2 raid teams kind of racing for either worlds at one point to see who would finish first.
they have their own goddamn language when it comes to raids. I jumped into one with them one night, and having played the raid and done it before, and getting used to what you consider to be the normal terms that most people use, and then going in with them, it was like playing. You ever listen to a song in another language and you know all the words, and you try to sing along, and you're like, "This is really fucked up." So
Yes.
that is exactly what raiding with them was like for me that night. Everybody had different roles, different like ways of saying, "Here, we're gonna go do this or that." I was just running around like, just tell me where to stand and what to shoot.
Was it Spire or Stars? Was
Yes.
that
No, it
yeah.
wasn't. It was what's the Vex one?
Eater Worlds?
Eater. Yeah, it was Eater.
Yep.
So basically, her husband, who was raiding with us that night, just said, "Stand here, shoot this, and come to me when I ask you to come." And I was like, "All right, fine, I got it."
Yep. Sorry, we've done
We
enough
have-
where.
Good.
Sorry, we've done enough raids where it's kind of we all know what to do. As far as if we need to carry someone, we just give you the easy roll to sit right there. Not that we had to carry you. Like,
Oh no, that backpack was big. Trust me. So
I have a similar problem with the Terra Australis boys, being that they're Australian, because we have our own call outs. Which it doesn't really work for me, like if I play with people who aren't part of that group, because I'll start calling out stuff, and most of it involves a direction that something is facing and the C word. So
as we're aware, the Australians use that word way different than what we use it here for.
yeah, Shattered Throne was really confusing to the people hanging out with me. I'm like, swooping magpie, and they're like, what?
All right. So, do you guys have anything planned for what is it? The 4th, when the new raid drops? You guys do anything with your group?
Yeah, so we have like a little fire team built together. There's 3 of us I know for sure that will be raiding. And then I kind of wait to see. It won't matter this time. I usually wait to see where everyone's light level is before I form a team. So usually like a couple days before, when it was released on Friday, we'd see where everyone's light level was just to make sure they were up to par. And we talked about it a little bit, what we're going to be doing, because everything's locked at 700 for the contest. So we'll see how we do.
Did you two see the swestical? I can't ever say that word correctly. Basically, his map for what activities to do to get the most light as quickly as possible in 6 hours.
Yep.
I have not seen this.
It's insane because he did the math.
Oh God!
It's like Hercules would be impressed.
Math.
But instead of posting the math, he did a pictograph with everything in order. And it's like, do all of this first. Then if you have an alternate character, you could do all of this. Then you want to do these last. And it's just like everybody went, okay.
Is this like Fallout level shit, or is this beyond Fallout level?
No, I mean, kind of apples and pears type comparison, but it's that level of like depth and holy crap, dude. You spent a lot of time figuring this out. Good on you, but
You just look at it and go, "Oh, smart people got it."
yeah, and like Iron Bannister is saying in the chat, pictures make everything easier. So in that capacity, he did possibly surpass Fallout.
Okay. So Jenna, I'm curious. We put up a tweet of what 2 months ago asking if people were interested in coming on the podcast, and you were one of the first ones to respond. I'm curious as to why.
I've never done a podcast before, so I figured why not try it. So sometimes I have opinions about Destiny and anything to get our clan name out there. That's something that's always helped us get members.
Okay.
Big or small.
So, well, then on that note, are you looking for members right now, or is it like always open? What are you doing?
So we're always open. Like I said, when we started our clan, I didn't want to be one of those mega clans that have a bunch of different wings. And when I came over to PC side, I actually joined one. I think it was in like the 6th wing of the clan. No one was ever on. All the people that wanted to play were in like the first 2 sections. So anything that I did to contribute never marked off those little 4 clan engrams that you can get as bonuses. So I talked to my husband, and we started a clan before, so we were like, let's just do it on PC again and go from there.
All right. So
as far as go ahead.
No, you go ahead. Finish your thought.
Oh, I was gonna say, as far as members, we want everyone to be over 18 years of age.
Good call.
Because, yeah, I have kids and I don't want to talk to them. Like, we took my son through a raid and we made sure his mic was muted so no one else could hear him.
Okay.
And then have a sense of humor. That's another one. We'd like you to own the latest DLC content just to keep everyone on the same page.
Look, she's giving you fucking homework already.
I know. And we check. I check raid stats. I check raid report to see, when people come in like, oh, I've done raids, and I see like raid completions. I'm like, yeah, you're not up to our standards, but
I dare you to look up mine right now.
As long as people are honest, or they say, hey, I want to get into raiding, we'll take them in and show them around and go from there.
So be over 18. Don't try to pull any bullshit and don't lie to you. What else?
Have a sense of humor.
Okay. So if they want to join up, where can they go? Who do they talk to?
They can talk to me. So MVMe702. I'll maybe post. I'll send you the links for each of our clans. If you're on PC, our clan is Reboot, and if you're on the PS4, it's Raiders of the Lost Light. So we go by role over there.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. I've had this clan or this Discord tag forever that says roll, and I'm like, what the hell is that? So
Why wouldn't you just jump in and ask if you didn't know what it was?
because I've got like 400 of them, so just like to be fair, it's like a black and white picture, and when it's really scrunched down, it kind of looks like there's a little pineapple. So I was just like, well, that's amusing. So I just left it. So, are you? You said you're gonna look at possibly doing something here. Do you have any plans? Any like inter clan? Like wars isn't the right word. Competition.
We would like to when we get enough members on. Like right now, we are a raiding clan, and so having Gambit come out and not be anything with the raid, our members have kind of dropped off a little bit. But I hope they'll come back, and they know there's a new raid coming.
Okay.
So, like I said, in the past we've had like one raid race that just kind of happened to be there was a lot of members on, and we started Eater of the Worlds at the same time, so it kind of became a competition of who was going to finish first.
No, in light of, because I've said this many times, raids are not really appealing to me right now. But in light of some things that have occurred today, I think I'm into game coach. I don't know how I'm gonna find time, but I think I might be back.
So what is
it's
it?
not Vogue, but I'll get into it.
What is it that you found appealing?
Peregrine Greaves.
Okay.
I don't care about anything else, bro. I was trolling Bungie. I didn't think they were actually going to put it back in, the silly bastards.
It seems like every time you troll them, eventually you get what you ask for, though.
Maybe my requests just aren't that unreasonable.
And maybe their processing department just takes that fucking long.
This is also true.
So since we have Jenny here tonight, we've had this discussion before. I wanted to ask this because you guys are raiders. You came from D1, which had some really outstanding raids, and you jump into D2 and you see the Leviathan sitting there, and you run through it however many times. I can't even imagine how many times you've done it. What was your overall impression coming from D1 to D2? Did you think they lost their secret sauce, or were you happy with the first raid? What was the overall feeling?
I liked it. It was, for different reasons. The Leviathan, everyone had a role. So everyone, as far as I said, stand right here and we can carry you through it. We still have to teach people, okay, you're going to jump on this plate at a certain time. That it became more interactive, whereas like Vault of Glass, we had our relic holder, and that was the same person. In fact, like my favorite raid from D1 ended up being Wrath of the Machine, because I didn't have to learn any of the moving parts of the raid. I always had my husband who knew how to do the relic. He was always the sword bearer, or he was the runner in the Taken King. So when Wrath of the Machine came out, it was like everyone could grab a cannon, everyone had a part to play. And I think the Leviathan just carried that over. So anyone could do everything. And then, like even the Prestige version, where everyone's getting sucked into the Shadow Realm, that's really neat because it's everyone has to learn how to do that part, for the most part.
The suck room.
Actually, did I answer your question?
I'm trying.
So, all right. So then going.
I was not a fan.
Rick's broken, so we're fine here.
Well, you can't. I can't segue out of fucking suck room, bro. Come on. Have you met me? It's like it.
You should totally be able to.
My brain transitions. Then I gotta fucking transition back. It's just a shit show. It's
so. All right. So coming out of Leviathan into what the rest of the things that they've called raids were, what are your opinions on D2's raids overall?
They're easy. I think like Eater Worlds is probably the easiest one to teach. I like it, but it's very short. It feels like a glorified strike. Probably how Protoss would have been. As far as Spires of Stars, it was okay. I didn't like Spire of Stars, and that's probably the one I have the least amount of completions on.
0.
Well, we'll have to get that for you then.
Yeah, we won't be doing that with Rick though, because he's a Xbox only guy.
Yeah, well,
I do it myself, bro.
And I think the problem with the raids, for being such like a pinnacle point in the game, the weapons just aren't. They haven't been there. You know, I'm still waiting for my Fatebringer. The Midnight Coup was close, but
In all honesty, that was kind of my issue with it, because the only thing I've ever, like, to this day that I'm interested in getting out of the raid is finishing the Acrius. That's how many times I did the raid. The one. But it was, I remember, I think first day or second day I went to go do Eater World, couldn't get through it. And then all the videos come out and it's like, well, these are the possible drops. And it was just kind of like, So I just really never had an interest to go back into it. And Spire Stars looked amazing, from home. I'm like, I don't want to be in that shit. That's way too complicated for me.
Oh man.
But it was the reward at the end of it. It was like, and plus I'm a Titan, and the armor, you looked like a praying mantis. It didn't really appeal to me aesthetically, so I'm looking forward to the new stuff. But there's actual things attached to the raid that I want, so that's kind of. I liked Vogue because you could get the full set of the Vogue armor, and you could get all the Vogue weapons, and they were unique and they weren't really like anything else in the game. Like you brought up Fatebringer, but the auto rifle wasn't like anything else in the game. The pulse rifle wasn't like anything else in the game. Vision of Confluence. I mean, there was only one of those. So it was like not every weapon was cool or great, but 9 out of 10 were. It was like, yeah, I really want that, and I've just never gotten that feeling to chase something in the raid so far. But that's just me, and I'd like to kick shit in the face on the regular. So, I realize that might not be everybody's opinion, which is fine.
Jenny, you must have a really chatty fucking clan going on also. This is distracting the shit out of me. This is the most people we've had watching us live at any one time, and the chat just keeps going, and I'm just sitting here just like, oh shit, I can't concentrate.
We're the first podcast to even have the opportunity to talk about today. You realize that, right? Like, we're the point man on this, so This is ours to fuck up.
Well, we're gonna fuck it up.
Which we will.
We're going to. So
completely and totally.
So
clip that.
So, is there, knowing that there's a new raid coming, is there any expectations that you guys have going into it? Either one of you, or anything you really like already know that you're like, okay, I really can't wait to see this.
I'm just hoping it's not a letdown. Like, I mean, I've went back over the things and I've seen like it touted as being another raid layer, but then I see it advertised as a new raid, so I'm just kind of curious to see if it's going to be as short. I'm going to apologize. I'm going to put my dog outside real quick because he's being super annoying. So I will be right back.
I'll be here.
If that's okay.
No, it's fine.
We can't stop you. Legitimately, we couldn't stop you if we wanted to.
Oh,
the best part of that is she can't hear a word I'm saying right now.
No, she's
going to pick that up on the audio later on.
She has no idea. Well, she's not going to listen to this crap. Are you serious?
Sorry.
I forgot everything I was going to say before that happened. This is fine.
We were talking about what you were looking forward to, or kind of overall thoughts about the upcoming raid, and have you heard anything about it?
All right, well, she has notes and you've got a picture and I've got nothing. So I'm going to wing this and y'all jump in when I start to fuck it up.
Well,
Deal?
speaking of
Deal.
picture, we'll put up the roadmap right now.
Wait, we can fucking do that? When? Motherfucker, I don't read. Haven't you? Don't fucking say. This is not the thing I needed. There's another thing, but this is fine. No, this is the old thing. There's a thing on actual Bungie.net from today. Yeah, but there's another thing. You're fucking up the church's money right now. I just wanted to let you know that for the record. There's another thing where it shows you the individual items. That's right. I said fucking up the church's money, chat. Deal with that. Seems legitimate.
All right, switched it back.
All right. Well, anyways, okay. So you get all new. There's all new armor, obviously. There's full sets. One thing that really caught my eye and a bunch of other people's eye, there's a hand cannon, and everyone basically just said, this is the Rose hand cannon from the lore, like the predecessor to Thorn, because...
Is that the Lumina?
No, that's another thing.
Okay.
So, me wearing many hats in the Destiny world, I delved my toe into the lore community. So basically what they're thinking is the hand cannon on the reward screen that's just kind of plain and dull is the Thorn, or the Rose, which became Thorn. And the Lumina is something we're going to build during the exotic quest, like we built the Malfeasance and we built Thorn. So that's going to be like another thing, and maybe it'll tie the whole Dredging Your Shin Malfur quest storyline. Drift a thing. Still don't understand what all that's about. But it's fine. I keep getting guns, so I'm into it. But Peregrine Greaves is coming back. I might be the only person besides Faisal Mekki that's excited about that. And there was much lamenting in the PvP community. And Truth from D1. Which I'm going to say something kind of crappy right now. I find it very coincidental that Josh Hamrick just left Bungie and Truth came back when he's the one who killed it at the end of D1.
Wow.
Someone clip that for posterity, please. But I got nothing in front of me, so help. Please help me.
So, Jen, any thoughts on what is coming up aside from the raid?
You mean like the other events that are happening?
Any of
or
it.
Just
Any of it. Any.
So I the 6-man event, the Menagerie, if that's how they say it.
Yes.
I saw it. I watched the video on it. When I watched it, my first impression was it looked like the Archon Forge. Just it had the enemies spawning over the little plates.
Oh, please, God, no.
And that's why I was like, please don't just take something that was recycled from D1 again and just put matchmaking on it.
It's probably going to be exactly that, to be honest with you.
I'm hoping. I heard someone say that it might have some Prison of Elders mechanics to it as far as different places. The only thing that sounded interesting to me was that it was going to be, write it down, different pathways to lead to different rooms. So that's, I guess, if you take it as far as what I forget what I was gonna say.
She hit a pothole.
It's kind of vaguish, not Vegas, vaguish.
Yeah. So I guess I hope it's not the Archon's Forge where it's just a big room where we have certain plates where things spawn on. I could actually have like a puzzle, like a different locations within itself that you can go to different rooms and fight stuff, but not so much that it's like a prison of elders.
I saw a hunter carrying an orb, so I think they just brought back Rift. Just throwing that out. I'm totally joking right now. That was not serious. Well, you know, we get a new easy bake oven for this go around. Easy bake oven / drifters magic triangle machine. We get a chalice from Callus, which is a rhyme. And okay, so the only thing I caught out of it is you have to go to different places in the system to make the chalice evolve. And I guess eventually it looks like Little John's pimp cup, and you can get better gear out of it. So it's another easy bake oven, which I kind of like the easy bake oven. But it says as you power it up, you can, can't remember the words they used, but you can focus in on gear. Like, so maybe if you really want something, you have the ability to select what you want, or maybe there's a duplication protection, but there's something along those lines in the notes today. But if anybody in the chat would care to help out, feel free.
Iron Bannister says I got a prison vibe from it. So
Yeah. I mean, a lot of people said that they kind of got a Prison of Elders vibe, which, I mean, I spent a lot of time there.
If they do some things to maybe move it forward a little bit, because the prison got way old way fast.
I mean, not to me, because I kept going back for, well, yeah, I mean, this is the thing you had in D1. There were certain playlists and certain activities you could only get certain weapons. And in PvP, like, light doesn't matter unless you're playing Iron Banner or Trials. So I went back to the Prison of the Elders forever to get certain, like, I really wanted the hand cannon. I really wanted her benevolence, and some of the armor was really cool. So I kept going back into that, like, forever. Legitimately forever. And plus it was really cool to, like, put all that stuff on and, you know, be 100 light and just start doming people. It's like, why does he have a 160 sniper? Oh.
So there's going to be a power boost up to 690. Probably the same thing where you have the quests, and if you go around, complete those quests real quick. How do you guys feel about the way that they're handling that to get everybody up to level to be in that raid?
I don't like it.
Are you a earn it kind of person, or?
Yep. And my husband, like, he didn't play during the Gambit season hardly ever, and he was able to get up to 700 within like 3 weeks, give or take. So his, like, RNG. But I sat there. I started the season off, and I knew that it was going to take a while, so I focused on one character, got that character to 700, and then within when the Revelry was out, I got my last 2 characters up to 700. But I'm like, if put in the time, that's my thing. I understand some people don't have that much time, but I'm all about earning it.
Okay.
I have a dual mind on this, not surprising to anyone. Like in D1, I had 3 characters. They were all max level. I had all that stuff. Jim brought this up, several weeks ago, and he was on. It was like, why would I bother grinding 3 characters when I can just wait for the content to come out and hit the easy button, and I'm at 690 in an hour and a half, 2 hours, which is a legitimate statement. For me, I was kind of like, well, I have a hunter and I'm going to need a warlock here soon for a video, just for footage. And it's like, I was thinking about on the drive home, an hour ago, I was like, I could technically just log into my hunter, and my hunter is 690 doing nothing after a couple hours, and I could make a brand new warlock if I wanted to and be 690 after a couple hours and legitimately not play the game. And I was just kind of like, I mean, it's cool for an alt, if you really don't have the time to grind 3 characters like me and just you're doing it for laughs, but it's almost kind of cheating, or it just seems a little cheap to me, but
So here,
I don't know.
here's the question I got for Jenna. You have a husband. I know you have at least one kid. How many kids do you have in the house?
Oh, you guys are die. I have 3 kids.
Oh, I'm so sorry. And you have a dog that requires a lot of attention. How do you find time to play the game and have your characters up to 700? How do you guys manage that?
Um, yeah, my dog, I apologize for him. He normally is laying by me sleeping, so I figured it wouldn't be an issue today. Um,
Oh no, you
as
bought it.
far
You bought a camera. As soon as you do that, dogs go nuts.
apparently, so no, as far as playing Destiny, I 2 of my kids are in school and the other one was in preschool, so I play during the day. Um, I do real estate, so I'm at home a lot doing paperwork. So I have lots of time to play, and I heard someone say, and it was going to be off another podcast. So I don't know the exact quote, but it was, if you want time to do something, sleep less. So we used to wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning and reset what happened. Because the game before my kids got up for school, we'd take like a 30-minute break. I'd get my kids ready and then out the door for school, and then we'd continue playing until they got home. And they also play Destiny. That's one of the things.
Oh, it's a family of you guys. I see.
Yep.
She's got a built-in raid team. If she could just get the dog to use the controller, she'd be all right. So,
And I just had a sick thought in my mind of attacking an entire fire team made out of one single family. It's a 5-stack.
so
I am a terrible person.
being a father of somebody who actually plays Destiny 2, I enjoy the shit out of playing with my kid. Now, I'm going to guess my son's probably older than yours. Do you guys get a chance to actually play with your kids? Or is it like, you little fuckers go over there in the corner and mom and dad are going to be over here playing?
No, like, so my son, he's 7 and he probably plays the most. But it's funny. So I tell him, you can't do Crucible. You're not good enough, and I don't want someone to have you on their team. And I know it's probably the mean, cruel mom thing, but I'm like, just if I see him in the Crucible playlist, like loading up, I go and
Just-
get him out of there.
Just tell them the truth. There's not enough fuckers playing to play Crucible, so you can't do it anyway. You're on PC, you're good.
Well, they play on the PS4.
Oh.
But like I've watched them.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
So if I want to play with them, I get on the PS4. And I mean, he's decent. He does the strikes. I mean, he doesn't have the most kills, but he doesn't have the least amount either when I see some of those scores pop up at the end. And he likes, his thing is he likes just seeing other people out in the world, and this is a funny story, like, and just doing like a little emote dance. And for the longest time, they thought that teabagging was a dance move. And so they were like,
It's
Mom,
not?
look at this new-" I know. They were like, Mom, look at this new dance move. And, they did it. And I'm like, yeah, don't show anyone else that, But they enjoy it. So, like, I mean, we play with him. We took him to the Taken King when he was probably 5. Like I said, we gave him a mic so he could hear us, but no one else could hear him. So we would just yell at him across the house, so he knew what to do.
Okay.
I just wanted to throw out a random anecdote. I was playing comp with some random people I legitimately met randomly. Like, we just match made and they shot a message. Nice folks. And like, we won the first 2 games, and I haven't done this in forever. I started to teabag the last guy that I killed. And the whole time I'm doing it, they're looking at me and I'm going, "We're going to regret this teabag shortly." Because I knew they were just, and sure enough, like, we didn't win another game the rest of the match. They're just screaming at me like, "Why? Why would you do that? We were winning."
I was playing Gambit this week, and I play a warlock, and one of the things that I do is probably a bad habit. When I throw a grenade, I typically jump in the air so that I can focus my target a little better and not overshoot. And so I jump up in the air, throw the grenade, get stomped, and hear, the invader noise or whatever go off. I got boop cannoned while I was still floating down from my jump. And then that son of, right at the time I hear, the other team had beat their primeval, and the guy was just standing there teabagging me the entire time waiting for that screen to go away.
And this is why her children aren't allowed to play PvP.
Exactly. So, all right. I'm trying to think of what else.
Out of the myriad of new shit that you guys have access to that I do not at the moment. Fuck, here, hold on.
What?
The stream may crash, but I'm going in. I've opened a web browser. I was going to say, there's a lot of things in here.
Are you looking at the Bungie site? Is that what you're bringing up?
I am going in. This is what happens when I don't do research. Nothing happens.
Solstice
or everything happens.
July 30th, they're releasing Gambit free to all players. So if you didn't buy the season pass, you're going to have that. Any thoughts on that?
Because it wasn't that good, so they're giving it away for free.
You're not a Gambit fan, huh?
I am not a Gambit fan. I don't know.
So last year when I try to be coy about this, I was at Guardian Con with another podcast. And the first day of Guardian Con, that podcast was the reason that everybody showed up. And they just hung around. I mean, everybody in that building was in line to meet those guys. And, Bungie had announced that they were going to do the Gambit trial. And so after, you got through the line, you'd run off and you'd go get in line and go play Gambit. And the word started to get around about how much fun Gambit was. And the second day, the way that this Guardian Con convention was set up, the main doors were right in front of the booth where the podcast was. And it was like they hit those doors and you could watch the seas part as everybody ran on both sides of the booth to go get in line for Gambit after they kind of got the word of, this is actually worth checking out. And it seemed to be, a lot of people seem to really enjoy the game, the PvP, PvE crap. So I'm curious as to why your take, like, what about it just bothers you or you don't like it?
I think I played way too much when it first came out, and having to wait the 3 full rounds when your team didn't make it. So it's gotten better as far as the original Gambit, with having the fast fire third round as if I got to try a tie.
Mm-hmm.
And then as far as Gambit Prime, I don't know. I feel like I'm a collector, and I feel like I have to check off all the little boxes as far as triumphs and completing stuff, and just with Gambit, it's just like overwhelming.
Okay.
So I mean, I'll get in there and I'll play it, and I'll get the powerful gear and everything I need from it. But if I don't have to play it, I don't. But see, I do PvP a little bit. I've really enjoyed Rumble, and I don't know if it's just because I went in there by myself. But I like PvP to a certain extent. I'm not the greatest person, but I find that a little bit more entertaining than Gambit.
Okay. So when you're not raiding, what do you generally choose to do?
Just I collect all. I'm trying to get all the triumphs done, so I collect little things here and there, and and I basically help out whoever's in my clan, whatever anyone needs help with.
Okay.
I mean, if they need a story mission ran, I'll join up with them to do that. A lot of strikes. Trying to get teams together for PvP. I'm there basically to help, because I play so much that I don't need anything, so I'm just there for whoever needs an extra person to play with.
Okay, Rick, are you done breaking the podcast?
I learned how to do something. Fuck off.
What did you learn how to do?
I learned how to screen share, and I could pull up the thing that I was talking about you not pulling up earlier.
Okay.
But I returned to the conversation, but you made it awkward.
It's my job. So
fair enough.
What's on that list that's worth talking about that you pulled up?
Oh, for fuck me. God damn. Gotta do this again. That's the best thing about this is pictures. No, I mean, she had the bulk of the notes. She covered the
Yeah, she
menagerie.
did homework. Like nobody does homework
Oh
to
hell
come.
yeah! This is an excellent job. Nobody does it. We don't even research when we come on here. This is our show.
Yeah. So
Okay, so this is what I was talking about here. This is upgrading the chalice, and all of this means something. We've got princess crown, obviously. Snake holding a sickle. This is obviously an allusion to Russia. I'm just totally making this up. Here's some grapes. But this is, yes, we know there's a new. Here's all the stuff. So the things that I couldn't remember that were obviously, hey, fanciness, Titans, everything. This looks very much like the Pocket Infinity. That looks either like a Hawk Moon or Eye as Luna. I'm just pointing that out. This looks very much like a Pocket Infinity.
okay.
But yeah, that was a thing. But anyway, I mean I found it, and then you get these things. There's some more things you could get. These are the pinnacle weapons, and they made a PvP weapon for you and I, Ryan. So missed shots are returned to the magazine after a short duration. So you and I get infinite ammo with sniper rifles if we get this gun.
Awesome.
So there's that.
Yeah, because my aim is below potato.
I mean, yeah, same.
So,
I now return myself to myself.
okay. So, oh, what's next on the list?
What list?
Exactly.
There is no list. We are the list.
All right. So, Jenny, you said you.
No, go ahead.
No, go. You got it.
No, I was gonna say. Well, no, she was talking about PvP. And I put a tweet out about this earlier this week. I was actually playing with Boop, who's in the chat right now.
The only other person on Xbox. Got it.
Please, almost swore at you again. But no, one of his friends was with us. I had never played with her, and we were playing PvP. And she didn't do great, didn't do horrible. She'd have like 6 kills, 8 kills, 10 kills. But we were having a great time. We were laughing. And she was like, oh, I got to get all these precision kills to get a Redrix. I was like, oh, okay, cool. We're just playing, having a good time. She's like a 0.5 KD player. Like lifetime. And having a blast. And the tweet I put, I was like, it was nice to play Destiny with a person who could manage their own expectations. Because me and Boop were legitimately like killing 20 people in the same fire team as her. And she's like, I got 6. We're like, yeah, you get them, girl. It was just refreshing, It's like, oh, God.
Well, isn't that kind of the thing when you're going into PvP? You have to kind of realize where you're at, and some days are going to be better than others. I mean, just setting yourself up for a shit ton of disappointment if you go in there expecting to get 20, 30, 40 kills all the time.
I go in with no expectations. I'm fine.
You just want to kick shit in the face, right?
No, I just go in and it's like this could be awesome, or I could get just monkey stomped. Good either way. It's fine.
So, all right. Trying to think if there's anything else that we left uncovered tonight.
Well, one thing that I kind of I've heard rumblings about since the past 3 hours is that this is a segue into a big September content drop.
Did anybody see the note somewhere that after the raid is completed, we're going to see what's coming, for the rest of Destiny 2? Or something like something like that?
I heard there were going to be illusions. Like, it could be in game, it could be in the story, lore tabs, or whatever, of what might be coming down the road.
Okay.
Like, look, we're talking about the oh my god, Luminous or Lumina hand cannon earlier. that might be leading to something to do with the storyline with the Drifter and the Darkness and all that stuff we've been doing. There are no Dorito ships in this, obviously, because that's not going down, so that's still out there. So they might allude to something with that. The whole activity is around Callus and Callus wanting us to be wonderful and perfect in his eyes, or whatever the hell sycophantic thing he's got for us is. But what was the other thing? It was anyway. It's long, words are hard. But basically, we're talking like there might be stuff kind of open-ended that will lead, to whatever's coming in September. What they're going to announce might be tied into the end of some of these activities and hidden some of these items and like the descriptions and things like that. That's what I read anyway. But that's still speculation because I don't even think you can data mine half of this stuff yet.
Okay. So, all right. So, Jenna, this was a question I was going to ask you earlier. How did you get into Destiny, and then how did it get its hooks into you?
So I was never a video game player up until probably 2009. Like I played Mario back when I was little, and then that was something my brothers always played. So we were getting a PS4, and it was offered with the 3 free games, and I know one of them was like The Last of Us Remastered, and my husband had previously played it, so I'm like, get a game that we don't have. So he was at work, and I downloaded Destiny. I made the choice for him, or us, and I started playing, and I believe it was when The Dark Below was just released. And it was, I don't know, I never really liked shooter games, and any video games that I did play were more RPG focused. But I loved it, and I got my character up as high as I could. I think it was like level 26 that you could get to without doing any raids. And yeah, so it was kind of funny. I just wandered around the tower, and I didn't know anyone, and I started asking people if they wanted to do a nightfall on the PS4, like clicking on their name and then typing out or clicking a message, and someone responded. And he's like, yeah, my buddies are doing a nightfall right now. Just jump in with them. So he gave me their name and sent me an invite, and I did the nightfall, and that was, amazing. They were already at the end of it, so I didn't have to do much. I think I killed one little scion. And then they invited me to do a raid, and I'm like, I have no idea what a raid is. So I was like, yeah, sure. And so they were going to do Vault of Glass, and they basically said, hey, stand here and shoot stuff. And it was so bad that by the time we were, it was just after the Templar, I was doing horrible. That's how bad of a player I was. So anyone that is listening, you can always improve on your raiding skills. I could not finish the Vault of Glass because I could not jump across that little chasm. When they were doing the relic, I was horrible. And so I actually handed the controller to my husband. I'm like, finish the raid for me, because I didn't want to leave. So he beat it for me, and then eventually I went back and learned how to do everything and didn't suck so much. But I was one of those people that could not jump. And I still can't.
Goddamn gravity.
Yeah, that's.
I used to love doing that, and like I'd put a bubble in the back of the little thing during the damage phase for Atheon, and you could go and get weapons of light, and then you could go up behind the relic holder while you had the shield up, and you shoot Atheon and you do more damage. And to this day I just think it's hysterical how many people would die when it's like, okay, everyone get out, and it was like 3 guardians were down because they tripped, basically. Like you'd run off and go, oh.
I'd never make it that far. My screen would go dark before I'd even get to the center. So, like I said, I was horrible.
So, but what part of the game though? Like, obviously the rating, but like, Rick is obviously into the lore and the weapons. Like, what's the part of the game that's got you hooked that you keep coming back? Like, when we were discussing on the phone when we were setting up you coming on the podcast, you're like, You said your husband can't even bring himself to play right now. He's just that fed up. And I'm curious, what is it for you that's just got you hooked? Is there a part of the game, or is it the people? Like, what is it that you're like, I still get on and play all the time?
It's the people, honestly. I mean, you can only run so many strikes before you know everything, but I and that's probably why I'm still in my clan on the PS4 side. They're like family. They're great people. It's We can get in there, we can have a fun time. Back when D1 had its long drought with nothing to do, or when we were waiting for D2, I mean, we would still go back in and we'd do the raids, and we did like a headless Crota run, and it was so much fun, just laughing, and we were hysterical, and surprised that we even finished it. So I think that's something we look for in our members are people that we can get along with. Like I said, that's why the sense of humor helps. We don't need anyone in there that's going to be all drama, and that's why I still play. I'm there to help people, and I'm there for the people that play Destiny and that still want to play and hang out for a couple hours a day.
So I don't know who this guy is over in chat, but Chris3711, I believe, says Rick is only in it for the free drinks. And I want to know how you get free drinks in Destiny, because I need that shit.
I mean, I just kind of show up to Guardian Con and there's just hooch everywhere. But outside of that, I'm
so
not
once a year.
really sure.
Okay. All right. So.
What I wanted to ask is, because this is it. We have no roadmap. We are now officially clueless after this season. We don't know what the hell is going to happen next. Envy, what would you like to see happen with Destiny going forward? Would you like to see them do? Would you like them to continue D2 and just add on like a Warcraft type thing, or move on to another game? I mean, or anything at all. I mean, what would you like to see in the future that isn't in it now? I know that's really broad, and I just hit you upside the head with that. So
What
direction would you like to see them move going forward?
I guess close up some of their story holes. It's like they introduce something and then they don't go back and touch it. Like The Stranger being one of them. Something that we don't have now that I struggle with. I still need more vault space. I know it's a very broad thing, but you give us all this loot and we have nowhere to put it at. And then even they give us these collections, and then half the stuff you can't repull.
You're literally talking to the guy who makes weapon and videos and shit. He's big in Australia. So
I was just out of curiosity today. I got on Dem on my phone, and I'm like, I know I have a lot to do. I have 7 service revolvers right now in my vault.
Why?
I have fired none of them, and none of them are the rolls I want. So I don't know why I have 7, but I do.
Why?
I don't know. I just said that.
Why?
I have 5 trust. Only need 2 of them. Period. Don't know why. I hate deleting shit.
I have 9 better devils.
Are you still waiting for that 10th one?
Yes, for a good 10th one.
I know, honestly, I am deathly scared. I'm deathly scared to delete any armor right now.
You just never know what's going to be good?
No, Dem's in a beta to where you can do loadouts. They're making, like, they had it in D1. They had loadout builders.
Mm-hmm.
So they're running a beta right now on Dem where you can go and play with it right now. You can say, okay, I want this much resiliency, this much. I want these perks on my armor, and it'll pull from your entire vault and say, okay, here's, like, I did a basic one. It's like, here's 25 different configurations you can do to get close to this. And I was like, this is the day I've been waiting for.
My fear
this is why I have not deleted any armor.
My fear of deleting stuff is you never know when the next season rolls around what is going to be good and what's going to go into the shit pile.
Right.
That's been always my big fear about it.
Yeah, but I probably don't need 10 of them.
I mean,
I think like 3.
Just throwing that out there. I mean,
See, I love that the lady on the podcast is telling you to get rid of your shit in your closet.
I'm only saying that because like I have three trusts. I have the one that was masterworked, and then I have I think one that has like Rampage on it, and then one that has Skill Clip. And how can you decide? So
The one that you get, like the curated one,
it wasn't.
it's not even that good, and I can't dismantle it.
Oh, I know. We're in the same boat. We're gonna have to have a vault conversation after this.
I look at it every once in a while, and I'm like, "Yep, it's still there."
I think what we
I
need
don't
to
know
do,
why it's still.
what we need to do with you, Rick, is get on Twitch or something and do a save it or shard it type of deal, and just have you clean up your vault.
God, but I wouldn't even want to do it then because I hate doing that.
Maybe the price for admission will be beer.
It's not that I even don't want to get rid of it. I just literally don't want to physically get rid of it. It's like, okay, I got to move everything to my vault. Now I can move 9 of each item over to the shit that I don't want over, and now I can slowly watch it deteriorate in front of my eyes over the next 2 hours. Or I could go outside.
Right.
Outside it is again today.
Yeah. So. All right. I think we're probably hitting a roadblock here, aren't we?
No, that's your face.
I guess I could go back and answer your question.
Okay.
Do
what
it.
I'm expecting. Okay. So, I would like D3 or Destiny 2. I would like them to add on to the game, unless we're going to get this engine that we were promised that will allow for quick updates, because I don't want to lose any of my stuff. I would like, I mean, their seasons right now, they're okay, but I think that they need to plan for a raid for every season. That'd be my big thing is, every season have a raid.
That's a lot of raids.
I know, but it makes it fun. I mean, you
I-
do the raids, you move on.
I'm right with you. So, a raid almost, I would say almost like the cadence should be almost every 6 months. They should be at least putting a raid out, if not sooner. But
Well, I mean, we only had 4 in 4 years of Destiny 1.
mm-hmm. So,
And 1 was Crota. Think about that.
It's like
I think the Narcris strike is actually longer than Crota at this point. I'm just saying.
yeah.
But I mean, no, I'd get it. It'd be very I don't like the raid layer thing at all. I'd rather them do a full blown raid, different theme, different story, everything, and have it take a little longer than what they're doing now with the little If we had a Leviathan, if Leviathan would have came out and it just would have been one big freaking raid instead of like a raid in 3 layers, but just like a more massive version of the year 1 raid, I would have enjoyed that more. Because like I said, when an Eater Worlds came around, I was like, there's nothing in here I really want. So, I'm not going to do it. I'm going to go do something else. But that's me.
Weed Dog 92 says, I hope we have a PvP raid. It could be fun.
You are a sick person. It's fine. Well, here, let's do this. Being that we have active, if anybody has any questions in the chat or things they want to share, this is your 5 minutes of fame. So
I'm assuming most of the people in the
nuts.
chat came over here for Envy. So if you have questions specifically for her, drop them in chat.
No, but I'll expand on like a PvP raid. That would be neat if you could have, get 6 members of one group and 6 members of another group and go, and then, say it was at the beginning of how the Taken King, how you had to rush and get 6 balls to slam. Like if the other team got that many first, they get to continue on the raid, and you have to restart. I mean, I don't know if that's what he was going for, but that'd be kind of interesting. It's like to progress through the raid, you have to beat the other team just to get in.
I had a thought this is kind of unrelated. So, the whole Callus storyline, he selects like the champion of every race that he finds around the universe, and that becomes his shadow. Like he basically, okay, you are the pinnacle warrior of your alien race. I want you to come work for me. So that's where all of Callus's minions are. So, I thought this would be a really screwed up way to end a raid. Like, you get to the end of the raid and everybody gets their group loot, and then you get to make a decision. So, being that, he only takes one champion, you have an option to go to the next room, and everybody that goes into the next room, it becomes a rumble match because only one of you can become the champion.
Wow.
But don't tell anybody. It's just like, and another door opens. You're like, well, what's in there? And it's like, okay, only one of you can get out of here. And there's a white mechanic in 60 seconds. Go.
So somebody in chat wants to know, Envy, when you're going to start playing on Xbox.
Oh,
Somebody else in chat wants to know, what is an Xbox?
It is a gaming console that has a UI that works.
I thought it was a paperweight.
It also has man-sized hand controllers. Just throwing it out there.
Buy a scuff.
That's really I'm being 100. And I may have mentioned this. I started out on PlayStation. Like, PlayStation was my favorite. I honestly cannot play with a PlayStation controller before. I have a PS4. If they come out with cross save, I'll play on PS4 again, just so I can play with my PS4 friends. But I've got like an hour and a half because I just start like cramping up. I'm like, fuck.
So this is a question directed to Rick, since he is the behind the scenes guy.
But
you're the guy that does most of the booking. So
I do.
When are you going to have the other half of the Xbox community and have Mr. Boop Cannon on the show?
True story, and I'm gonna throw his shit out there right now. We've talked about it, but the only means at his disposal to actually get on the podcast right now is his iPhone. And I don't even know how to start with that. So we're going to go from there. We're going to work it out one day. We're going to sort it, but it will happen.
So, all right. So,
should Destiny learn from other looter shooters? From Nathan M300.
Well, I'm curious to know what looter shooters.
What other looter shooters? That was my follow-up question.
I'm curious.
Give us some examples. I'm into it.
Yeah, what ones are you thinking of? Because some of them I would say no. Some of them
definitely not Anthem.
So definitely, I'm not a big fan of the Borderlands series either. So no.
Borderlands is Borderlands, and it's not like anything else, and it's its own thing. And good luck trying to rip it off. It's unique and just. It's like, wow, just leave it. Yeah, they did that better than you ever will, so just leave it alone. Like Destiny 1. Ha-ha!
Division 2. What other games, Jenna, do you play besides Destiny?
That's a good question.
So I've played Anthem. The flying was really neat. I only played for like 2 weeks, and then I was done with it.
Wow, that's 13 days longer than I played.
So, I played the Division 2. That was fun. I got up to whatever the max was. I think it was like 500 or 550. I like it. I don't like the vault space of that one because it's like I was always deleting stuff. It's like, and you'd get something, once they made their update change, I stopped playing because I would get something that would be just below my level that was a good roll, but then, I'd have to come down and not play with that, so I'd have to use a different gun to keep my level higher. And let's see, I'm trying to think what else I play. Whatever my husband makes me play. He'll make me try different things out for a week.
Being able to have a customizable instance space like Warframe and loads of MMOs would be fun.
I
need
more clarification on that. So somebody wants to know about the posters on the wall behind you.
So those
Oh yeah.
those are the D1 raids, if you can see them. Like roll out of the way.
I got the Vogue one. I can see the
Yeah,
Vogue
as soon
one
as she
there.
moved her head, it's like, okay, obvious.
Aha!
I don't
It
have
all
pictures
makes
of my
sense now.
kids. I have pictures of the raids. So
She's like, fuck the kids, I'm putting up pictures of the raids.
I mean, yeah.
It works, I guess.
we had a Destiny themed Christmas tree one year, so we're good.
Do your kids get
And I-
like
and I-
Destiny
birthday.
toys for Christmas?
Uh, they've asked for them.
Who got the shield?
We did get the shield. We got the spider tank that came out with I think it was Mega Blocks. I don't know if you guys. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank God my kids are older.
I was helping put it together during the PS4 load time screens, so I'd be like, bring me that
Yep.
bag, and we put them together. So
Oh, good.
I exercise in between PvP matches.
Okay.
Like even live streaming. It's just like, all right, we're loading into a lobby. I'm gonna do some curls. How's everybody doing?
All right.
What is it? Oh God, what do you main? I didn't even ask the question. What is your favorite? Because you play all three. What is your favorite? Don't say
favorite?
it. Don't fucking say
You
it.
guys aren't gonna like it.
She's a
He
hunter.
might.
I'm a hunter,
I already know the answer. She's a hunter.
and I'll tell you, I have so much stuff. Someone accused me of using my other characters as pack mules for my hunter's gear.
I've done that.
So
Legitimately.
My Titan legitimately has warlock armor.
What is your favorite class and why is it Titan? I started out as a hunter in D1, so I give them extra shit because I don't know. You hate where you came from, I guess. It's like I hate going home in my home state. It's like you.
So, being that you run across two different platforms and avoid one of them, what are your thoughts on cross-save, cross-play, all that kind of bullshit as far as, management and, just... I gotta imagine this is, like, painful for you being split up.
it is because I had all my year one emotes and everything on the PS4 side. So when I came over to PC, I was actually on the PC and PS4 like every single day doing everything twice. I would definitely love it if they came out with a cross save or cross play. When I could play with my kids, which is a big thing for them because they accuse me of not playing with them anymore. Um, and just, I don't know, it'd be hard if they made me choose one character though. Like I could at least cross save my PC stuff now that I have to go back to the PS4 or vice versa. Just 'cause I know I'd lose half of my stuff. Um, but I think that's something that they should really look into. And we were playing today with a couple people on the PS4. I was on the PC, but everything's the same as far as when the public events launch in, what the modifiers are on the strike. So, I mean, I don't know how different the system is where they can't, just take something, copy and paste it over, and let you play on the other system.
So you want to know what the difference is? PlayStation. That's all Sony. Sony blocked the cross save. Cross save on that game and cross play. So
Fucking Sony.
question.
Oh, no, add Sony to it. I got a question for the show. What do you think Destiny's future with Activision not backing them anymore, and where do you think their PC support comes from?
So picture a dumpster. Now picture it on fire.
Basically. Without Activision, everything they sell from here on, they're going to make a lot more money. That's just facts because they're their own publisher now. They're their own distributor. So it's just like the music business. You make more. As far as like where this PC support come from, I don't understand Electricity. Ryan, go.
Um, I think
No idea.
I think the question that he's asking is Activision owns what was the studio that did the D2 port? I'm blanking on the name of it. Oh fuck! Whatever the name of that studio was, and now without Activision, that studio's not going to be there.
I'm talking about Vicarious Visions.
Vicarious, yeah. Thank you.
That's yeah. That was actually a follow-up question. Yeah. So VV did this next season.
So
This is like the last remnants of that, and
yeah. So
I mean, there's a lot of good studios out there.
if I'm understanding the question correctly, they need to find another studio, and I don't know that Vicarious Visions would be out of the running to do it just because it's Activision owned. They can I would imagine they would take a contract, or if not, there are plenty of studios out there begging for work that are just as skilled as VV is. So I would say that it's probably Bright, and I'll bet with the console change, it's computer PC in Destiny probably picks up a bit because people are going to be in between platforms for a long time.
Just to kind of throw this out there, there are so many studios that run their productions like sweatshops right now. We find out more about this every week. Forcing people to do the 100-hour work weeks and all this. Bungie could probably do a little bit of headhunting and research and find some of the better people or game devs in the world and just outright hire them to work in Seattle. And say, hey, we're only, listen, we work 40, 50 hours and we pay you this. You want in? Sure.
Except Bungie is one of the companies.
A thing that happens.
Bungie's one of the companies that has been outed for having horrible crunch.
I mean, worse than, Rockstar?
No, who knows?
Bethesda? You want to keep going? I mean,
all right. So.
Well, they were also working for Activision at the time, too. So, I mean, kind of thrown out there. It was a whole beta thing.
Let's see.
Holy shit. That is a lot of words flying at my face.
Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, she's got a very active, chatty clan going on. Because most
Envy,
of
I don't read at all. I try not to. So. Not even the descriptions of videos I'm about to rent. I'm just like, hey, Hugh Jackman, go. Oh, this is a love story.
It didn't say Hugh Jackman. It said Huge Jackman.
We don't rent those. There's a paper trail.
All right. Any other final questions?
Whoa.
Hire someone to read.
Hire someone to read for you. I can't even pay myself. And full disclosure, as part of building this show, Ryan was supposed to handle all of the thinking. See how that turned out, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yep, we're screwed. So, I think
just use the incognito tab from my credit card statement. No.
I think on that note is probably
probably a good place to call it.
Call it a night. So I think what we're gonna do tonight a little different. Run that trailer one more time, and then we'll get the hell out of here. What do you say?
We have announcements.
We do? What announcements?
Okay, so, Envy, first, thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
If people... Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was like, thank you for dealing with my first podcast issues.
You did much better than we did, so this is fine.
She came with notes. Fuck. You're setting a high bar.
Fuck. If people would like to find you, because I know you told us at the top of the show, but could you just let them know where can they follow you and find you, and possibly if they need a home, apply for the clan?
Yeah, and I guess I'll give you my clan information. So it's envy_me_702, and that's for the PS4 side. and I have a YouTube channel that I upload video to every once in a while. And then it's just MVMe702 on the PC side.
And if we remember, we'll have all those links in the description on the audio side too.
So if you're looking for a clan to call home, we'd love to have you, and let us know if you're into raiding or you want to learn how to raid. We're definitely there to help you out.
And just remember, they do credit checks on your ass, so no bullshit.
Then they will need some type of bodily fluid sample at some point, but that's not to you apply to, like, you know, Thetan level 5.
It's the Pyramidian scheme. That's what we call it. So you get 2 people.
This is witty.
I know, you get 2 people to join our clan, then they pay for your fee, and then they find 2 more, and we're all set.
Damn it, FICO! Okay, so for those of you listening to us in the future, which means we're not live right now, I've actually am somewhere else a week from now, or whatever. Bex thing. Fucking forgot where I was going with that. Oh, there are people who know me from Twitter and know me from this and don't know that I actually do have a YouTube channel. You should go look at that. It's nothing like this. It's good.
It is linked. It is linked on every audio podcast, though.
My fans do not read, bro. Stop it. Expect too much of us.
Oh shit. Okay.
But okay. So, but anyway, no. Thank you for coming on. This was a nice conversation. Fair warning to those of you who hear this in the future or in the live chat right now. Next week, Grindhead Jib is going to come on. And I think the title of this is going to be Free Range Hostility. So it's going to be a very different vibe. So I'm just warning you up front. So
he literally sent a message 2 weeks ago that says, "I've got some shit to talk about. Can I get on the show?"
So it's not going to be all positive, which we do that every once in a while. But it'll probably be productive. If you're not into that, then, you know, hey, there's always the week after next.
Somebody wants to know when you're going to get BK Spleen on. That is a question we will have to answer very quickly.
I mean, she is also hyper-violent. So, I mean, there's that we got to deal with.
I just want
He's very aggressive.
I want to hear the live reading of the when BK saved Christmas.
London is very, like, anyone in the UK, it's really hard to get on with the time that we air because of the time difference, because it's probably like 3 a.m. or some bullshit there right now. So there's logistics. Oh, well, bringing that up, we're also going to have on a couple of the ladies from the Ladies of Destiny, and they're in Australia. That's going to be an adventure for recording, but we're going to sort it the fuck out. Anyway, I have nothing left. Why don't you guys... Ryan, why don't you do the sign-off this week? Because I have to do it every week. And
it's your job. Fuck.
Fuck!
Any final thoughts, Envy? Before we say goodnight?
I think we're good. I hope that in September we actually get something new and decent to play, because with Activision leaving, I was kind of scared where Bungie was heading. So just looking for hope for the future.
All right. Rick, where can people find you on the internets?
Here at here.com. Or you can find me on Twitter at man_@_arms2112. And all roads open up from there. Just click on profile.
Okay.
Other than that, Envy, once again, thank you for being here. Ryan, you are here as well.
Mm-hmm. I can always be found at MySpace.
God. We need to kill that joke. Mm-hmm. But until next week, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all for being here. I would do a raid, but I am completely not logged into our Twitch. So
and we're gonna do
Ryan knows how to do that.
We're gonna do the trailer and then get it out.
Play it. I'll see you soon. Good night.
A new mystery awaits you, Guardian.
Is it really?
Welcome to the season of opulence.
I guess.
What will you find in the Emperor's lost vaults? Treasure hunts will lead you to powerful weapons and armor. These will quickly boost your power level and prepare you for the menagerie. This season's all-new 6-player match-made activity.
It's lit up.
Grow strong, Guardian. Prove your worth.
Nine minutes. Awesome. No, just to do the noise reduction thing. I fucking have to. All right, I'll be back. What? What do you want from me? Yeah, I can just do that now.
Yep. Okay, and it did do it as an MP3. Yep.
We're still live. You have to end the stream.